We just found out that Jordan Brand is preparing to release one of the most insane sneakers. We'll get into that along with some pretty insane stories, but of course we're gonna do a release recap, which actually this past week has been pretty solid. So let's kick it off with the UNC 5s, which of course dropped yesterday. It did sell out pretty quickly. I'm not entirely sure about different retailers, but obviously it's a sought after colorway. Let me know if you managed to get a pair of those. Also, of course, the Amamenyer Jordan 12s. Now, I'm not entirely sure whether they region split these two different sneakers, but here in the UK and the EU, we only got the white colorway in a full size run. The white colorway I did go for, and I took an L, so yeah, let me know how you did if you managed to cop either colorway. The Ambush Nike Air Force 1s. There was both the white colorway and the black colorway. They dropped on the 28th of February out in the US. We're a little bit delayed on this release. It's only actually going to be dropping on March the 9th. And lastly, the Jordan 1 white cement or elephant print. I didn't actually expect for so many people to dislike this colorway. In my opinion, it's okay, but for some reason, people seem to absolutely hate it. I've seen quite a few people mention that this is like the worst colorway on a pair of Jordan 1. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this pair of ones. Now, speaking of the white cements, of course, we're going to talk about one of the biggest releases this month, and of course, that is the Jordan 3 white cement Reimagined. Now, as we all know, these things are dropping on March the 11th. I will mention though, for you guys out in the US, you had exclusive access on March the 2nd for this pair of sneakers. Exclusive access will only go out to members who have entered and lost both the Air Jordan 3 free throw line from 2018 and the Air Jordan 3 white cement shock drop. But I know that this was only for you guys out in the US, so yeah, listen, hey, if you're extremely lucky and you managed to get exclusive access, let me know down in the comment section because I want to know. Alright, so last week we spoke about Jordan Brand and how they did a Nike sneakers app live stream where they showed off a bunch of their sneakers that are going to be dropping for their summer lineup. Now, Jordan Brand has officially unveiled the summer 2023 schedule. We've got all of the official images and of course all of the release dates. I'm not going to run through all of these because we did speak about a lot of the release dates on this list. However, I will highlight some of the ones that we didn't have exact release dates for. The Air Jordan 1 OG Celtics is going to be dropping on April the 15th. April 29th, the Air Jordan 3 Wizards PE is going to be dropping. Jordan 4 Thunders, I think we knew this one. It's May the 13th. Air Jordan 14 Lanies, I'm not entirely sure if we spoke about that one last week, but either way, this colorway is going to be dropping May the 27th. Air Jordan 1 High OG Washed Heritage. Personally, I'm after this pair of ones. They're going to be dropping June the 10th. Toro Bravo 6s are going to be dropping June the 24th. And then this one right here, the Jordan 1 Low OGX Sale. This one's actually a ways away, September the 8th in terms of release date, but we already know that. Just wanted to update you guys on some of these release dates, but let's keep it moving. Sticking with Jordan Brand, we've got some more detailed images of probably one of the most anticipated pairs of ones that's going to be dropping here in 2023. And of course, I'm talking about this pair right here. Yes, sir, the Jordan 1 UNC Toe. These are going to be dropping July the 8th. Probably going to go down as one of the most popular colorways. UNC, again, on almost any Jordan model, absolutely bangs. Leather's looking relatively decent. I think these things are going to go hard on foot, especially if you manage to grab them and toe them straight away for summertime. All right, let's talk about the biggest sneaker release that is happening next week. And of course, I'm talking about the Tiffany Air Force 1. So pretty much this is just a brief release reminder that they are dropping on March the 7th. They are going to retail at $400 and apparently they are limited to 20,000 pairs. Along with this pair, of course, there is that friends and family pair bumping around online. This is them right here, and we've got some very detailed images kind of just making me feel like I wish these things dropped instead. I kind of wish that this pair dropped alongside the black pair and they had two colorways. I gotta say, all over tumbled leather on top just looks so clean with that Tiffany blue color. Now this one comes in an orange box. The black pair comes in the Tiffany box, so it's almost like reversed. Like they're still adding the black lace debray, so you still have to spend another $275 in order to get the silver debray. Either way, chuck your vote down in the comment section. Do you prefer the friends and family pair or do you prefer the retail pair of the Tiffany Air Force 1? Adidas has done a weird mix of two of their sneaker models and they've mashed it together, and normally that doesn't always work. However, oddly enough, and as bizarre as this is, I think this one kind of does work. This is the Adidas NMD S1 and it has the Copa sneaker on the upper, or at least it's inspired by the design of the Copa sneaker. Like the midsole is very angular and utilitarian. It's got a lot of sharp angles, but then the upper has all of these like organic swooping lines on top. I think it looks pretty cool. We also got a couple different colorways. So also this all over black pair is going to be dropping at some point this year. We've got this minty color with the gray. We've also got this one, which is the one we took a look at, the white and black colorway. I don't know exactly when these things are going to be dropping, just at some point here in 2023. All right, it is time to get into the heavy hitters. These are some of the biggest leaked sneaker releases that we have, starting with this one right here. This is a triple collaboration, guys. Nike, Clot, and Fragment are going to be teaming up to release this pair of Nike Dunk Lows. Fragment just love their triple collaborations, and I gotta say, this is actually a pretty cool pair of dunks. I think the color blocking is a little bit awkward in some areas, but overall, I think these look pretty solid. So obviously, they take a lot of inspiration from what we saw of the Clot Air Force Ones back in the day. It has that kind of satin material on the upper with all of these different shapes. I don't know what you would call these things. The Air Force Ones, I believe, had tearaway material, like this silk material on the upper was tearaway on the Forces, so I'm not entirely sure if they're going to do the same thing with this. If you take a look at the back of the sneaker, you can see the co-branding. Obviously, you've got Clot on the left pair and then Fragment abbreviated, embroidered into the back of this sneaker as well, so that's a nice detail. In terms of a release date, we're not entirely sure when these things are dropping. These are the first looks. They are going to be dropping this year though. Next up, we just got official images at another highly anticipated sneaker release for this year, and of course that is the Nike Air Max 186 Big Bubble. So as you can see, the OG colorway looking super clean. These are going to be dropping March the 26th. Of course, we know that that is Nike Air Max Day. And also, one of the coolest things about this pair of shoes is the box. Take a look at that. They're going that kind of Jordan Reimagined route, so it's all scratched up and scuffed and it looks aged, I guess. Yeah, we got official images. Releases right around the corner, again, March the 26th. Probably one of the biggest stories. This is just insane that they're going to be doing this. This sneaker is going to be insanely hyped. Take a look at this right here. That's right. The Air Jordan 4 Bread Reimagined is dropping in March next year. It looks like Jordan Brand is really just gonna continue expanding their reimagined lineup. I mean, we had the Chicago ones with the Lost and Founds. We have the White Cement Jordan 3s coming up around the corner. We've got the Royal Jordan 1s also coming, and the Black Toes, which will also be dropping as well, all with this reimagined theme. So I don't imagine them to look as extreme as this. Like, I don't think Jordan Brand is just gonna, you know, drop a super busted up, worn, beaten down pair of Bread 4s. I think they are gonna do it how they've done all of the last ones. Maybe add some cracked leather, although the upper of this should be new bucks, so I don't know how they're gonna kind of age affect that. Yeah, the pair that you're looking at here is of the original 1989 release, so obviously this is a lot more age than it's going to look when these actually release next year. As of right now, we don't know too much about this pair of shoes. We obviously don't have any early images. We don't have any leaked photos or anything like that. So I imagine the box looks pretty beat down and dusty, but yeah, this is definitely exciting. I think the Bread 4s will be a massive one, and I'm looking forward to this one. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Sticking with 4s, another highly anticipated release that's happening this month. This definitely will end up being one of the most hyped sneakers dropping in 2023. This pair right here, the Nike SB collaboration Air Jordan 4 in the pine green colorway. These are now apparently going to be dropping on March the 17th. And these are the best looks yet. In fact, this image here looks absolutely crispy. You can see all of the detail in that suede around the mudguard. You can see the grain in the leather. I know a lot of people want to get their hands on these. I imagine they end up reselling for a ton of money. As we know, the Jordan 4 is like Jordan Brand's most hyped sneaker right now. In fact, it's like the only sneaker that's selling out for Jordan. We're still waiting on some of the specifics about the release of these things. As soon as we get any more information, I will keep you guys up to date. All right, we just got some on-foot looks at the upcoming Blink and You Miss It Panda Dunks. These are actually called the Palomino. Even though they may kind of look black and white, these are actually a very dark brown color. Either way, these are going to be dropping at some point here in 2023. We don't know the exact month. Hopping back over to Jordan 1s for a second, take a look at this image here. This is a pair of Jordan 1s in the same Palomino colorway. What you're looking at right here is a speculative mock-up on what this pair of Jordan 1s could look like. Now, based off of those dunks, which should also be called Palomino, I imagine this pair ends up looking a lot darker than this mocha colorway. Looks like all of these back panels and the toe box is going to be in suede material, but again, we don't know exactly how much we can go off of based on this speculative mock-up. Something like this on a pair of 1s should be dropping this full time, so September the 16th to be exact. And the Jordan 1 that's going to be releasing this month is is this one right here, the Air Jordan 1 High Skyline. So essentially, this pair of ones comes with a mixture of canvas and leather materials, and it has that very bright ombre effect from purple to orange on the sneaker. And of course, that is inspired by this image right here of Michael Jordan dunking. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, all I've seen is people talking down on this pair of shoes, and I think most people are saying that the box looks way better than the sneakers. House of Heat doesn't have an image of the box, but I will say that the box does look pretty cool. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on these. If you want a release date, these are going to be dropping March the 18th. I don't think they're going to fly off shelves and sell out. I think they'll hang about. So if you do really like this colorway, I think it should be an easy call. So I've already hit you guys with some pretty insane news, but it doesn't stop there. Take a look at this image right here. Concepts and Nike are going to be doing a What the Lobster this year. So this is very clearly a speculative mock-up. It kind of looks like Nike ID. Essentially, Concepts and Nike are going to be mashing together all of their different colorways of the lobster dunks into one pair of shoes. So it's gonna look absolutely crazy. It could look completely different to this pair of shoes. Like, they could do it in a really subtle way where they're just kind of nodding to different colorways that they've done. Honestly, if they look like this, that'd be pretty crazy because these things would look wild on foot. I definitely anticipate the actual pair of shoes to look vastly different from what you're looking at over here. But I mean, hey, we haven't seen any early images yet, but they are going to be dropping this year. All right, hopping into some Adidas and Yeezy news, I want to talk about something that's been very interesting that just kind of popped up online recently, and that is some closer looks at this pair right here. This is the sample of the Yeezy 650 that never was. Essentially a high-cut version of the Yeezy 350. And honestly, I was never really a fan of the way that it looked. It kind of just looked like some kind of Adidas model that they would release. You know, like how Adidas releases their own sneakers which look very similar to Yeezys? That's what this pair of shoes kind of looks like. Yeah, randomly, these images started circulating around online of two different colorways. We've got the all-over black one and then the white one that we just took a look at. And let me know if you would have liked to see this sneaker actually get a release. Drop it down in the comments. Another thing that we spoke about last week was, of course, the news circulating that Adidas and Yeezy were going to be kind of rejoining, and Adidas went back to Kanye West and offered him an agreement so that they could sell all of their sneakers. I reiterated to you guys last week that all of those rumors are just rumors. There is nothing concrete. In fact, most people don't even know where these rumors started from. However, obviously that news got people pretty excited. It got people wondering, well, if Yeezy and Adidas were to release sneakers again, what do they have in their inventory? So here's a nice little concise list of all of the Yeezy sneakers that Adidas has in their warehouse that they would be releasing if they did join forces with Yeezy again. We got 3 different Yeezy Slide colorways, and then the Yeezy 450 Slide, which I always thought were just failed samples. I didn't think they were actually going to release. We got 4 pairs of foam runners, 3 of them looking very similar to what we've seen in the past. Actually, sorry, we got 5 different colorways of the Yeezy foam runners. This black one down here, which again just kind of looks like the Onyx colorway. And then probably the most anticipated out of all of these, the Pirate Black Yeezy 350 V1. 4 different colorways of the regular Yeezy 350 V2, the Carbon Belugas, that's that darked out, it's like the Belugas in dark mode. The Ash Gray 500s, I believe, and then some other really dark grayish colorway of the Yeezy 450. Once again, we're still not entirely sure what Adidas is doing. They haven't come out with any official announcements. Obviously, on the topic of all of this Yeezy and Adidas news, if there's anything new that comes up, I will keep you guys up to date. On the news, Rihanna is back with Puma. So the Fenty brand that Puma and Rihanna were doing, I think they did it up until 2017. The collaboration started in 2014. So October 2017 was when Rihanna announced that it would be her last with Puma, and now they are deciding to bring it back. If anybody was a fan of what Rihanna brought to the Fenty lineup with Puma, well, we should start seeing some stuff relatively soon. They announced this, and it's saying here March 2023, like maybe they're gonna actually drop some stuff this month. We're not entirely sure, but they're back together. Moncler and Adidas are teaming up to drop an entire collection. They actually announced this through the Adidas Confirmed app, and as you can see, there's going to be a lot as part of this collaboration. A lot of different articles of clothing, very outdoorish, but something that caught my eye was this pair of NMDs. These things are crazy. It basically takes the NMD S1 and just dials it up to 11. It adds this kind of like puffer outer on it, and I gotta be honest, like this in like an all-over black would actually look pretty sick. As of right now, this collaboration is going to be dropping late 2023, so they're just kind of giving us a teaser. I think you can even scroll through some of the stuff that's dropping on the Adidas Confirmed app. We just got a massive leak on the pair of shoes that Supreme and Nike are going to be dropping. As we've spoke about in the past, Nike SB is going to be doing a pair of dunks with Supreme. So take a look at this here. You want to see it? You ready for this leak? I don't think you guys are ready yet. Boom. That's it. That's the leak we have. This is it. This is the only leak that we have of what this pair of shoes looks like, and it's literally just the lace debris which says Supreme. I already see people in the comment sections like, consider my wallet. I already seen people lining up. Like, okay, listen, you did calm down. You don't even know what these things look like. They're dropping fire emojis, ready. Yeah, this is wild. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys that. Apparently this is going to be a collection, so there should be a Nike Dunk High and a pair of lows, and it of course is a Nike SB. So yeah, any more updates, if we actually see the pair of shoes, I will update you guys. We got our first proper looks at the upcoming Nike Air Max, which is going to be dropping on Air Max Day. This one is called the Air Max Pulse. It's a completely brand new Air Max model, and I gotta be honest, I kind of like the way that these things look. For the past while, Nike has been going very futuristic with a lot of their new Air Max models. I mean, you guys saw the Air Max Scorpion, which was just freaking out of this world. The bubble was huge. This one seems to tone it down a lot more and kind of look a lot more retro. This looks to be the launch colorway that drops on Air Max Day. It's kind of like a grayish, almost silver color. And like I said, these are dropping Air Max Day, which is March the 26th. But I've also got an update on the Nike Corteiz collaboration, or Corteiz, whatever, however you want to pronounce it. So what we've seen in the past are these two images right here. This is the Air Max 95. However, recently in a promo video, it was leaked that there's more colorways to this collaboration. In fact, we've got 3 lined up here. 2 of them look very dark, almost blacked out. Little logo on the toe box. This one is kind of pinkish, and then over here is bluish, and then you've got this army green colorway. I believe this collaboration is supposed to drop this month. However, we don't have too much updates on terms of the exact release date. But again, any more information, I will keep you guys up to date. All right, final story. This one's pretty interesting. So take a look at the headline here. We've got leaked Nike document shows retailer rules for releasing sneakers. So there's quite a lot in this leaked document, but essentially it was actually a confidential piece of information that was sent out to all of the retailers from Nike, and essentially just outlines how these retailers are supposed to go about releasing their sneaker release, especially the ones that are in high demand, which Nike are calling high heat. And Nike outlines that in this segment here, where it's the high heat versus general release product. High heat should not be first come, first serve. So they're telling retailers, don't do first come, first serve, only do raffles. They technically specify that you can do first come, first serve, but it has to be in an orderly manner, and you have to do some kind of launch or random drawing beforehand. The stores cannot charge for entries, which I don't think I've ever seen any retailers charging for entries. I'm sure that they would love to. Sneakers can't be used as prizes. I mean, this is all like, I've seen so many retailers kind of use a gray area where it kind of makes you feel like it's some kind of lottery system. Stores aren't allowed to sell to resellers, which I think a lot of them do. I mean, that's how backdooring starts. Protecting against bots, collaborating with Nike, reducing risk of fraud. Stores have to limit how much customers buy, so only 1 per person. When can stores sell the product? Retail partners are not allowed to sell launch product before 10 a.m. ET or 7 a.m. PT. There is a launch embargo, meaning stores aren't allowed to promote or market the sale of launch product more than 14 days before the product's release date. And what if stores don't follow these rules? Well, it could result in Nike canceling or adjusting orders, managing product allocations, and outright closing accounts with those retailers. Now, if you want to read all of the details of each of these headlines that we've kind of gone through, I've pretty much outlined this article, but this article is available on Complex. Guys, that is the final story for today. If you wanted the exact release dates on all of the top 10 most hyped sneakers dropping in March, that video is right there.